Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. I'm so grateful that you guys are watching, subscribing, and commenting on my channel. I really appreciate the support. In this video, I want to speak to you guys a little bit about my life as a digital nomad, living in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and the things that I do moving around, working from my computer, but also more specifically, what is the most important thing that I miss when I'm doing all this stuff, right? I think that's one of the questions I get asked the most often, is because I think people are always wondering, if I did this, if I moved to a different country and I left my home and I started working somewhere else, or if I became a location independent person, what would I miss the most about home, right? And I think that's what I wondered myself, when I decided to go on this adventure 3 years ago. In September 2016 is when, around 3 years ago, I decided that I was going to move to Chiang Mai. I decided at that point I was only going to do it for a year as an experiment of sorts. I wanted to see how it would be, because I'd always wanted to be location independent, to move around the world, to live in different countries in the world. But you know how you actually imagine something to be a certain way and then you actually do it and you're like, wow, this is not what I expected at all. So I wanted to try it out because I had had so many of these experiences where I did something because I really wanted to do it and I'd been dreaming about it, and then when I actually did it, it was like, it's all right. And so Chiang Mai came up in my lists of countries or cities in the world that are really great for digital nomads. And digital nomads are people who are able to work on their computers, so they're location independent as long as they have an internet connection, a good internet connection, and the ability to live in a different country. They're able to do that, right? And Thailand is actually one of the best countries in the world to live in, I think. Chiang Mai is, at least, I should say, because it's one of the best cities in the world to live in for a digital nomad, but also as a person, a spiritual hippie kind of digital nomad that I am. I like living in Chiang Mai for a lot of different reasons, because it kind of caters to all of my different needs. Not only the fact that it has a great internet connection, the fact that there's a lot of different communities here, a lot of hippie communities, a lot of digital nomad communities, so I can kind of put my fingers and toes into all of these different communities. And it's cheap. It's cheap enough to live in, where I can survive, not work as much and survive still and do really well. And then there's just a lot of creative energy in Chiang Mai. I just feel like I feel a lot more creative when I'm here. I do a lot more creative things. I have a lot more time. And so there's a bunch of reasons, obviously, that I moved to Chiang Mai, right? And I love it. So I decided, as I said, to move for a year. And then I loved it so much that I sold more of my stuff back home. I put everything away. I went back after a year. I sold everything off. I told my parents I'm going to move back again. I was there for maybe 2 or 3 months again, and then I moved back again. And so I've been kind of going back and forth between Chiang Mai and Toronto, Canada, Chiang Mai, Thailand, and Toronto, Canada over the last 3 years. And I think I want to keep it that way. That's my ideal. If I could spend a few months here and a few months there and a few months here and a few months there, that would be perfection for me. So as I said, what do I miss the most about being at home? Like being in Toronto, I would say. Being in a Western country. Of course, there are the commonplace things that I would say everyone would miss if they moved from a Western country to a country where the infrastructure is not as great. It's still pretty good. I would say it's maybe at 85%, but obviously there's a lot of things missing. Even though Chiang Mai is a very walkable city, I am walking on the street because I walk a lot. I walk on the street a lot, and so I have to be really careful because there are scooters coming in and bicycles and cars and trucks and buses. And so if I'm walking on the sidewalk on the street, because the sidewalks are taken over by the street food stalls and just stands in general, then it's just like something that I have to be careful of. So that's one of the things that I do appreciate when I go back to Canada, to Toronto, is the vastness of the sidewalks. There's just so much space to walk. And I just think to myself, wow, there's a lot of, I can just walk here, I can walk here, and I'm safe. It's not like, as safe as possible. It is possible for a car to, veer off to the sidewalk, but it's very rare that it happens, right? And so that really gives me solace. When I'm walking in Toronto, I never think about anything. I'm not worried about anything. I'm just walking on the sidewalks. There are there's so much sidewalk space. Now I'm sure you're thinking that's a weird thing to miss, but seriously, it's the weird little things that you start missing about home when you were in a different country. It's the weirdest little things, and you would be thinking to yourself, yes, of course I miss my family and all that stuff, and obviously that is like a non sequitur. I'm not even going to say it. I miss my family, and I miss a couple of friends that I have there that I'm close to, and most of my friendships have kind of deteriorated because I've been away for so long and I'm not good at keeping in touch. So I have a couple of friends that I keep in touch with, and I miss them, and I miss my family immensely. I miss my sister a lot, and my mom and dad and my brother. I mean, they're amazing, and I love them a lot. But that's a given. I'm not even going to talk about that stuff, right? So besides the family and the friends and the relationships, that's the stuff I'm talking about. What do I miss? So obviously the sidewalks, as I said. Now, it's easy enough to get stuff in Chiang Mai because there are a lot of foreigners here. So they've kind of built shops to cater to foreigners. So you can get anything you want, really. Soy candles and Tim Tams from Australia, and just random little things. You'd be like, oh, I'm craving this, and you can probably find it in a store in Chiang Mai somewhere, because they're catering to all of these Farangs, all these foreigners or Westerners that are living in Chiang Mai. A lot of people retire in Thailand, right? A lot of foreigners retire in Thailand because it's so much easier for them. So you'll see a lot of older people here, and obviously a lot of older people have needs and desires that are, they want them catered to. So you'll see a lot of places selling baked beans and on toast, for English people, or as I said, Tim Tams for Australians, or random other things, right? So like, it's pretty easy to find things in Chiang Mai, but there's obviously some things that you're like, it's hard to find that here. In a good quality, I would say. Quality-wise, it's not that great. Now, one of the things, and I know you guys are probably gonna laugh at this, but I love sandwiches. I love food in general, but sandwiches are one of my weaknesses. I just love them to death. I mean, I love them to death. I really do. And the typical kind of sandwiches that you get in Toronto, oh my God, my mouth waters just thinking about them, right? So Italian bakeries that sell those delicious, thick, juicy sandwiches, you don't find them here. Now, yeah, there are sandwiches places here, but it's just not the same. And I'm probably maybe speaking out of turn. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks that. But I really do believe that my sandwich need is only satisfied when I go back to Toronto and I go to my favorite place and I have my sandwiches there. And if you're in Toronto, my favorite place in Toronto for sandwiches is Forno Cultura. It's on King Street. It's downtown Toronto. It is absolutely amazing. I love their sandwiches. Every single time I go back to Toronto, I at least have to have one sandwich from there, no matter what's going on in my life. So that's one of the things that I miss. Now, of course, you're probably thinking, wow, you are very shallow. Maybe you're thinking that. And I'm like thinking to myself, yeah, I'm pretty shallow. The things that I miss are food and sidewalks. All right, I haven't even gotten to the real list yet. So there's some other stuff as well that I miss. Now, of course, clothing. Now, I'm not saying that it's hard to find clothing here. There's a lot of clothing here, but I am an extra large compared to a lot of Thai women, because Thai women are so tiny and petite and beautiful. And so I look like a giant, a mad giant compared to them. And so finding just even undies and bras here, or just like finding shoes, oh my God, it's absolutely impossible sometimes. Because my shoe size is not typical either. It's, I think I'm 39 or 9 or 8, something like that, according to the US size, or 39 according to the European size, something like that. And so it's impossible. It's really hard to find shoes here. And so if I do go back to Toronto, I usually try to grab a couple of pairs so I can wear them for the year that I'm here, right? Or the months that I'm here. So shoes and clothing, especially bras and undies, absolutely impossible. They're too small here, and you'll never be able to find something that fits you. So it's a good idea if you're going to come to Chiang Mai, or if you're going to live here, to stock up back home, because your sizes are probably not going to be found here, especially if you're a little bit bigger than normal. Oh my God, it's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. I'm a size 4 and I can't find anything here. So if you're a size 6, 8 or 10, just completely give up hope on that, right? So yeah, that's another thing. I'm like, it would be easy. It would be nice if I could just go to a store and buy a couple of a pair of undies or a bra and things like that. But yeah, it's hard. Another thing that I do notice about here, and this is a weird thing again, so I'm sharing weird stuff here right now. I hope you guys got used to it. Towels. the towels here are crap. I mean, absolute crap. I don't know where to find good towels. Maybe I just don't know where to find good ones, but they're just not the softness and the thickness and the roughness of the towels back home. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not absorbent here. I just don't know, and they leave all these little bits and pieces on your skin. I hate the towels here. I really do. Every single time I can remember, I will always try to bring towels with me from there. But if I don't remember, then I'm just stuck with the towels here, and it's a pain in the ass. It is really one of the things where I'm like, do I have to take a shower and I have to use that towel? Seriously? And so yeah, I know, weird stuff, but that's another thing. Like, I just have not found good towels here. Compared to in Toronto, wow, the towels there are awesome. Again, I know, very shallow, but it's just like these weird little things that you kind of start missing about home, right? But I mean, as I said, Chiang Mai is really good, and it's very easy to find a lot of things here. And that's one of the reasons why it's so easy to live here. It's easy to find accommodation. It's easy to find internet connection. It's easy to set up a new phone. It's easy to buy electronics mostly. But again, yeah, electronics as well. They're going to be at least 2 or 3 times more expensive in Thailand if you're going to buy them than back home. So if you're going to buy any electronics, buy them back home before you come here. If I need to buy anything, a tripod, a phone, a laptop, I always do it back home, because the price difference from back home to here, I don't know what it is. It's just so much different. Like, for example, if you're buying a tripod, it might be like 80 bucks over there in Canada, 80 CAD, 80 Canadian dollars. But over here, it would be like 140, 150 bucks for the same exact item. I don't know, I think it must be import taxes or duties or shipping costs. I have no idea what it is, but it is exorbitantly more expensive than back home. So if I'm going to buy any electronics, I only would buy it at home. I never, as much as possible, try to buy anything here unless someone's selling it used, but that's the only case. Like, I would never buy new electronics here, right? So that's another thing. You know, that's sometimes it's I wish that Amazon shipped here. They have an Amazon version, Lazada it's called, Lazada for Thailand, and I think in Malaysia as well they have it. So useful. I mean, they have a lot of stuff, but it's still not the same as Amazon. You know, Amazon, you can get books, you can get electronics, you can get anything really. And that's another thing I do absolutely miss, is the convenience of ordering things in Canada. You can just order anything you want and it'll be shipped to you within a day usually, like a day or two, maybe a week max, right? And you have it. And especially with Amazon being able to do that 1-day delivery, I usually order in the morning and I have it at night. I mean, it's mad. I know it's probably not good for the environment, or it's not good for the people who are working in Amazon. I've heard horror stories, but it's the convenience factor. You can't beat it. You cannot beat that. So that's something that obviously you don't have in Chiang Mai, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing necessarily, because I'm not ordering all this shit that I don't need. But still, sometimes you're like, I wish I had it. All right. The last thing that I'm going to talk about, and you're probably going to think I'm insane, is Miss Vicky's jalapeno chips. Now, if you live in Canada, they're very, very common there, and I think they're from Canada. They're a company from Canada, from Alberta maybe, or anyways, I don't know exactly where, but it's this brand of potato chips. And they're spicy. I mean, they're actually spicy, and I love them because they're spicy. And it's called Miss Vicky's, Vickies, Miss Vicky's jalapeno chips, and they're in these little green container packets, and I just love them so much. Obviously, you can't find them here. I think it's very rare to find them outside of Canada even. I don't think you can find them in the US either. And so when I go back to Toronto, I binge on these chips. I mean, I'll get the family size pack and I'll just kind of munch it like a mad woman. So yeah, that's the last thing I'm going to mention, because you're probably thinking I'm insane. That's okay. I am a little bit insane. So these are some of the things, some of the weird little quirky things that I miss when I'm in Chiang Mai. When I think about the Miss Vicky's chips a lot, or those sandwiches from Forno Cultura a lot. I mean, I dream about them. I dream about them all the time. So when I go back home, that's the first thing I want to do, is I want to grab a packet of chips, I want to grab a sandwich, and I just want to sit and eat it with my family around me. That would be the ideal situation. Alrighty, alright, okay, cool. I hope that this made sense to you guys. If you guys have any questions at all about this video or any of the videos at all, please message me anytime, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.